Well, congratulations, folks. You now have a brand new president of these United States of America. Unfortunately, though, you overwhelmingly selected the least qualified candidate for this job. This decision is like choosing the intern over the CEO of the company to run the company, because the intern promises that they'll bring donuts every Friday. Like, sure, okay, maybe you have the possibility for a sweet treat every now and then, but also the company's going under and you're going to lose your job, so congratulations. I gave a more reactionary and immediate response to understanding that Donald Trump won the presidency a day after the election. And that's still on my Instagram now, if you want to go and read it yourself. It was a bit more fiery than I originally planned for it to be, but hey, I mean every word of it, and all of it is still close to my heart. If you want to read it, go ahead and follow the link in my bio, or just type in Larry the Sociologist on Instagram. Pretty sure I'm the only one with that name. The bottom line of that post, and the bottom line of this video, is I believe collectively Americans are idiots. Now, I don't say that because I disagree with Republicans or conservative ideology. Hell, to be honest, most of the time I disagree with Democrat ideology. But I call you idiots because you've been delusional enough to pretend that you can carry on with business as usual when Donald Trump and this MAGA movement have shown that they are everything but that. If you've seen any of my videos in the past of the panel discussions or the interviews that I've done, you know that I have people in my life that I appreciate and care for and love dearly that disagree with me politically. Conservatives, libertarians, progressives, and even people that are completely checked out from politics. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to talk about it. But even in our disagreements, all of them are like the 200 plus Republicans that said Donald Trump is not fit for office. Sensible, critically thinking adults, which now we understand are the minority in America. Let's just go ahead and break this down real quick. First, on a more opinionated aspect, I want to say damn near every conservative policy really hasn't sat well with me because I have yet to see the benefits in my life personally. For example, there has not been a single shred of material benefit for me through trickle-down economics, and that's like Republicans' stamp of approval is trickle-down economics. Is what they all do. The only trickling down I've ever seen has been the slow and steady decrease of funds in my bank account every month. When the executives of the companies that I work for get tax breaks from the government, they just purchase stock buybacks. Or the absolute worst I've seen is a bunch of worthless upgrades to the building that nobody asked for. So needless to say, I've always been hesitant regarding Republican views of change and policy. Not to say that I've always disagreed with them, because there are some Republican ideologies and conservative policies that I find myself in support of. I like some of these ideas. Now, when politics are void of both benefit to me and empathy, that's when I start to get pissed off. And that is exactly what I hate about the MAGA movement and the entire 2024 election. Not only did the majority of the country vote for a candidate who lacks empathy and just overall emotional intelligence, but you also voted for empirically the worst option possible. Experience, qualifications, understanding of how the government works, capacity to compromise, leadership capabilities, like every single metric that a president is typically judged on. Harris was by far the better candidate by every empirical measure. And to be honest, I could understand. I would disagree, but I would understand if there's something to be gained by voting for the lesser candidate, because at least you get, I don't know, $5,000 a year in tax benefits, or at least you get $10,000 for a home down payment or something. But in this case, in this situation, there is literally nothing but losses, nothing to gain, and everything to lose with a Trump presidency. There were literally Nobel Prize winning economists, both Republicans and Democrats, that said Harris's economic plan was 10 times better than Donald Trump's plan, and he still wins. The fact that we can see the effects of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that he implemented when he was in office, and billionaires had way more of a benefit than the average person, by the way, and the general knowledge that tariffs and trade wars hurt consumers more than they hurt anybody else shows me that idiocy is leading the way when it comes to American politics, because these decisions just don't make any sense. Donald Trump is a 34-time convicted felon, a twice impeached former president, a leader of an insurrection to overthrow results of an election, and a candidate who went on a national debate stage and said he had concepts of a plan on healthcare. None of these are my opinion. These are only facts. Can you imagine letting this fly in any other area of your life? Imagine your doctor saying, "Don't worry, I have concepts of a plan on how we're going to do your surgery." That's when I would run for the door, not give them a thumbs up and hope for the best. That's stupid. Personally, I'm fortunate enough to say that I'll be watching from the north, far away from the idiocy of the American electorate and far away from the reach of Donald Trump's harmful policies. If you haven't seen my video on why I'm leaving America, you can watch it now by clicking the link in the corner of this video. I don't know which corner it's going to be in, but it's going to be up there. Look, I am absolutely hoping that I'm wrong about the direction of this country. I'm hoping Donald Trump doesn't implement these promises of police immunity and further income inequality by giving tax breaks to billionaires. The people that I know and love would bear the brunt of the negative effects of these ass-backwards policies. I genuinely hope that they don't happen. I genuinely hope that I'm wrong. And I'm talking fingers crossed, birthday wish, found a 4-leaf clover levels of hope. But you know what? I'm not. And they will happen. With a Republican Senate, Congress, and president, I am positive America is going to be in a masterclass of neoliberalism and commodification over the next 4 years. And that's if Donald Trump doesn't appoint any more Supreme Court justices. But that's an entirely different video. The fact that ideas void of empathy, empirical data, and collaboration were not only popular, but eventually prevailed in this election shows me how much I'm not supposed to be here. I don't want to share a country where the majority of people hold this ideology. The Nazi flags at Trump parades weren't deal breakers. The endorsement by David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan weren't deal breakers. The constant dehumanization of immigrants weren't deal breakers. The insurrection and attempted overthrowing of election results weren't deal breakers. This country is not a place where I belong. And over the past decade, that has been extremely evident. I've organized and advocated for long enough. I've been disappointed and disgusted for long enough. I have complained for long enough. You morons had the option for a better leader to take this country in a new direction twice, and you refused both times. Both were women, by the way, which I'm positive had an effect, but I'm not really sure as to how much of a degree. I know that internalized misogyny and internalized racism runs deep within this country, especially because we don't even acknowledge that we have it. Ignorance is indeed bliss, but it has never been inconsequential. My advice for everybody watching this, no matter who you voted for, is honestly to enjoy the holidays. Spend time with your loved ones and do things that you like doing for these last couple months of 2024. Think of it like a long vacation before the apocalypse. Stock up on canned goods and happy moments. Genuinely enjoy the rest of this year and the last bit of normalcy you'll have. Because come January, the circus is here. And DC, that's where the main act is. In reality, the only option for people in America is to band together through times that will undoubtedly be perilous. Because at the end of the day's gotta end. And I mean this genuinely and in all seriousness. All we really have is one another. And we can lean on each other when we need the strength. Because boy, I see you guys needing it over these next 4 years. I hope you enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you in the next video.